1. AWOL Ambassador. It had been days, 168 hours. It felt like forever since I'd seen JC. We'd texted, and I talked to her on the phone every day she hadn't been too woozy, to catch her up on all the news. Since she'd left school in September, she'd missed the social studies movie in the library and Mrs. Vahar's first Boys Against Girls Life Sciences quiz. I'd missed having someone to eat all of the banana chips out of my trail mix. I'd also missed JC's squeaky laugh and the way she had to wave her hands around when she said anything. JC's doctor had finally said she could have visitors after her kidney transplant, and all the fun things I'd planned could finally happen. I'd had to wait till the weekend. Mom worked the 3 to 11 shift at the hospital and didn't have time to take me, but I was still going to be JC's first visitor, from school anyway. JC's huge Filipino family had been camped out in the hospital since day one. For my visit, I'd match my fun outfit, black jeans, pink and white headband, pink fleece sweatshirt, to the giant greeting card in the pink envelope, signed by the entire class. I also had a glittery, gift-wrapped box and a black and pink polka dot gift bag, full of all the sorts of things that make a stay in the hospital a little less terrible. It felt like I'd been planning everything forever, but then I started sneezing so much Friday night, my eyes watered. I wasn't going anywhere. Before JC had even gone to the hospital, she'd explained to our science class how her kidney transplant would work. JC had been given lots of drugs to squash her immune system so her body would accept the new kidney. Some of those drugs JC would have to take for years. The drugs meant that JC's immune system remained too squashed to fight off germs at all, so after surgery she could only have very healthy visitors, one at a time, who washed their hands in sanitizer goo and wore hospital masks over their faces. Even when she got out of the hospital, JC couldn't use public transportation, go to school or church, or even go to the movies for weeks and weeks until her doctor gave her the all clear. People sneezing like their heads were going to fall off should not even think about going near her. So now my mom and Leilani Camacho's mom were going to meet downtown so Leilani could be the class ambassador and drop off the card and gift instead. It was the worst. Leilani was okay. She joined our class on the 4th day of 6th grade, late because her family had just moved to California from Florida. She was nice enough, and everyone liked her, but she'd hardly been around at all before JC had gone to the hospital. Mom had met Mrs. Camacho at the parent volunteers meeting, so she knew Mrs. Camacho lived close by and would be glad to help. But Leilani wasn't me. JC was going to have a stranger from our new school that nobody even really knew coming to visit her. This was worse than awful. This wasn't fair. And on top of everything else, my throat was scratchy and sore, my nose was stuffy, and my ears hurt, both of them. "Sorry, kid," Mom said, picking up her car keys. "I know how much you wanted to go. But you can't visit JC in the hospital while you're sneezing, Serena. You're getting a bad cold, and we don't want JC sneezing too." I know, I muttered, scowling at my handful of tissues. Mom tugged the gift bag from my grip, wiping the handle with a disinfectant wipe, as if even my fingers were leaking germs. "What's the worst that can happen? You don't get to see JC today, and you miss her a little more. But you can talk to her on the phone or Two-Face, and I'm sure the other ambassador will take care of everything," my mother said in a soothing, Serena calm down voice. "She'll let JC know who the gifts are from, and she can give you a call if she has any questions. You can tell her everything." "Yeah, okay, fine," I mumbled without any enthusiasm. Mrs. Camacho and Mom would work it out. Mom would tell Leilani everything she needed to know, and Leilani would tell JC, who had picked out every single game and book of Mad Libs and color of nail polish.